Jimbo, my question to you is like, what is a game, whether it's your favorite game or just the game that you really got really deep into? What game have you played in the past that really like hooked you, and what made you keep coming back for more to that game?
It was RuneScape. There was just
Yeah.
ever since I was a kid, I've always played RuneScape, and I come back to it and dabble in it, like very very little bit here and there nowadays. But there's just so many different things you can do. You can train your skills. You can group up with people for PvP with the clans, like we were talking about earlier. You could go 1v1, or you could like fight bosses. There's just so many different things that you could do, and it just had this very simplistic charm to it that I just absolutely loved. And there's a saying like, you may stop playing RuneScape for a while, but you never quit until you die. You'll always come back for a couple of days here and there and do this or that. But yeah, man, so many good times playing RuneScape. So many smashed keyboards, so many broken computer monitors. I mean, it was just an absolutely good time. Jimbo, was eBay scamming RS Gold? True. Actually, I did try my hand at running a bot farm so I could sell gold. That's one of the reasons why I like crypto gaming, actually. But yeah, that was a good time.
So what's funny about RuneScape is I never played it. I never got into it. But I had one of my good friends and my brother played, like you said. I was laughing when you said like you never really quit RuneScape. Because like my brother was playing this 15 years ago, and he even was running some of those bots. I remember him telling me, "Oh, I got this account got banned because they figured out I had a bot running."
And he's not in crypto gaming?
So that's the other side. I was gonna say, like, he was in games like this before I was in games like this, and like I can't quite convince him. He's not like one of those like I'm opposed to it. Like, I think if the right things came around with Illuvium or some other games, he would jump into it. But yeah, he hasn't quite got sucked into the Web3 gaming, even though he's been around RuneScape for a while. But like you said, like, you never really quit. Because, like, I swear over the past maybe 6 or 7 years, there's been a couple times where I've just, like, asked him what he's been doing. He's like, I got back into a little RuneScape for a little bit. Started running some bots or something like that. And I'm just like, I don't know. I never really understood that game. But I could tell that, like, that's the game for my brother that's just, like, he's always going to go back to it a little bit.
It's a great game. Don't play it. Don't. If you're watching this, do not play it unless you don't have a life and don't go outside.
Forever. To my game out here, the thing that I really struggle with is that the game that I'm about to talk about actually just got discontinued. So I can't even go back when I want to. And I think about it all the time because it was the game that really like sucked me in the most. And I'm not even sure how many people will actually know what this game was. But it's called Pokemon Duel. Do you know what Pokemon Duel is? Does
no,
anybody
I'm gonna look
in
it
the
up
chat
because
know
I
what
might.
Duel is?
I'm a huge Pokemon fan, so maybe it's. Let me see.
Yeah, look it up. It ran for like, it was a game for like 3 or 4 years from like, I don't know, 2016, 17 to like 2019, 2020. I don't know. Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah, it's maybe a mobile game. That would be why I don't know it.
So, and that's why I got hooked, because this is I got into it like when my daughter was born. So at that point, I was like, I can't spend all this time, playing Super Smash Bros. Or being on a console or on a console or a computer all the time. So that's when I really started getting more into like mobile games. So when my daughter's a little baby, I'm holding her, feeding her a little milk, and then I'm playing the game on my mobile phone. But that game really got me hooked, and it was really just like the simplicity of it, how I could just take it out on my phone, play whenever I want. It had those elements that we were just talking about with Alluvials, where like you could each of these the Pokemon in there like had their own stats, but you could like just tweak them just a little bit to make them a little better by playing more. And I don't know, I just got really roped into that game, and I really wish I could play it now, but it got discontinued. And I've been thinking about for a while, like, because it's Pokemon, like, we could take Alluvials and recreate that game, and that's just, like, a dream of mine. At some point, I'm going to put through an IIP for a new Illuvium game, and it's going to be, like, the Illuvium version of Pokemon Duel. Yeah, I don't know, I haven't been looking at the comments. Did anyone say that they know what it was? EVE Online. I've heard a lot of good things about EVE Online, but I never played it.
Wasn't that like the crypto game before crypto gaming?
Yeah, well, I know Aaron talks about that every once in a while, that like EVE Online was one of his inspirations behind the whole economy and stuff for Illuvium.
I've watched a ton of documentaries on those. It seems like it has a crazy history. Like I remember watching a documentary on this battle on EVE Online. It's like a 40-minute video, and it's just talking about how they've spent like millions of dollars fighting in space and using all these resources. And this faction was fighting this faction, and they were just fighting over resources so that they could sell it to other players. It's kind of a crazy concept. It sounded really really cool.
Yeah, I might need to look into that because, like I said, I know Aaron was big on that game and for the economy side of things. Yeah, I still don't even know what Eve Online is, but I'm gonna take a look at it. I just saw Dick in here was saying to go look something up. No Man's Sky. I've never heard of that one either.